Okay, I wanted to create a little video about the second week's assignment. I provided you with a template to use in Excel to help find a place to put the data and then do some analysis. So the first thing they ask you to do is to find Starbucks on the in Yahoo Finance. How you do that is you go into this, you see it's finance.yahoo.com, go to the quote lookup, start typing in Starbucks, and it'll pop up to the top. You'll click on that and you'll go to the company's website. I don't want to give you the information there, so I'm going to go to Amazon. So we're going to look at Amazon. So if you click on Amazon, here's Amazon, and where you find this information is under the financials, of course. Looking for financial statements. Click on financial statements, financials, and the first thing that pops up is the income statement. Now, if you look at the template over here, you need 2 years of data. So please note that the data goes 18, 17, 16, goes. It looks like it's going in reverse order here. Not looks like, it is going in reverse order. But when you do this analysis, we need the order to go in ascending, not descending order. So the very first year, as you see, I've already put in the very first year. You need, for this example, you're going to then put in both years. And all you do is fill in the dots or fill in the slides here with the numbers from this spreadsheet. So let's see how we might start do that. And I'm not going to do all of it. I'll do a few line items so you get the gist. And then we will talk about the analysis. So I need to go to 2017. And of course, you look at the revenue. I don't include the zeros. In ratio analysis and this type of information gathering exercise, it's all about dividing. So you don't need all the zeros. So it's 135,987. And then cost of revenue, 88,265. Oops, I'm sorry, wrong one, wrong column. 111,934. 111,934. And I just made a mistake. I did it on purpose, actually. You got to put in these things as negative. It tells you over here what to do with the negative. 119,344. And then you just gross profit 65,932. And then you're just going to work your way down the rest of the financial statement. So I'm going to complete this, and then I'll come back after I get this piece completed, and we'll go to the analysis piece. What you now see is a completed set of financial statements. Here are the income statements, and down below the balance sheet. Now there's two things that you will need to incorporate in your answer. That is two formulas that aren't on the website, but are, I think, kind of important numbers to have and to analyze. One is total long-term debt. Total long-term debt is just the sum of these three cells. So how you do that is with a formula. You put an equal sign. Now you can do one of two things. You can point and hit the plus sign, then hit the next one and hit the plus sign, and then hit the next one, and it will give you the sum of those three things. There's also a formula, equals sum, and then you just highlight those three things, put the parenthesis there and the parentheses, and hit sum. Now once you have one of these calculated, you just have to scroll to the right. If you see, I grabbed, there's a little box right here in the corner. See how it turned to a plus sign? it's a big plus sign that's white, and in the corner it turns to these little crosshairs, a black plus sign. That means you can take that and you can copy that formula anywhere you want. So you can copy it to the right. Likewise, down here, we need to know total liabilities and stockholder equity. And so that's a formula. It's not provided over here. We need to provide it here just so that we can make sure that everything balances. So you take this thing, we need to do what? Equals, and then it is total debt, that number right there, plus stockholder equity. And then we get our sum. Okay, so that's how you're going to complete the balance sheets. So let's scroll back up to the top and let me expand this a little bit so we can talk now about some analysis. So let me expand this out. And you can see that I've already completed some of this analysis. A vertical analysis, as you have read, is there's two parts to it. There's the vertical analysis of income statements and balance sheets. This is actually what's referred to as common size statement analysis. So we're going to create common size statements. So everything in the income statement, every line item is going to be shown as a percentage of sales, total revenue in this case. So we need a formula to do that. So again, what do we need to do? We need to put an equal sign, and then you find the number. I need total revenue divided by, now I need to do the same formula, same line item again. So you click it again. Now you see it's got this little bars around it. Now if you want to make your life a little simpler maybe, what you can do is you want to, since everything on this sheet is going to be divided by total revenue, we want to lock that in so it makes fewer calculations and less typing. So there is a trick to this, and if you look at your keyboard and find F4, if you click on F4 one time, look what happens to the denominator here. It put dollar signs before the D for the column and before the 6 for the row. So what this is going to do then is every time you copy this formula, it will take whatever's in D, whatever's in this line, and it will divide it by D6. So we hit enter. So now let's see what happens. Remember how I did this? I copied. So you just copy down there. Boom. There you go. So now look at this formula. It's D8 divided by D6. So how do we do that for the rest of them? Well, there's a trick to this. If you go up here, here's copy, right? I want to copy this to some other lot. Copy. Let's put it right here. Now there's a couple of ways you can do this. You can go back up here and click on the paste. You can do Control V. I don't know why V is paste, but I know why it's not P. It's because that's the hotkey for print. So you can do Control V. That will work. You can hit the Enter key. But what we want to do is we want to say, look, wait a minute. We want to do all of these. We want to do all of these. So how do we do that? Again, you can go up and do Paste. Click on Paste, and there is the numbers, right? So again, let's do it again. So you do Copy, right? So we're here, clicked on Copy. That's highlighted. Now we come down here, and I'll do it a couple of different ways. And not that you can see this, right? But I'm going to do Control V. And there it did that. Again, I got to do the last bit. Copy. And I'm doing copy. There's a hotkey. Control C is copy. Then I'll go down here. And this time I'm going to hit the Enter key. So I just hit the enter key and it changes them. So now to go down to the balance sheet, now everything on the balance sheet is divided by total assets. So we'll put our formula in, equals this line item divided by total assets. And again, we want to lock that in with F4. Pink. So now we'll just copy, highlight, paste. Copy, highlight, paste. And you can see what? Assets divided by assets is 100%. Copy, paste. Copy, paste. So you'll do this again across the board for all of them. I'm going to copy this down. Pink, there you go. So we have the common size statements for income. Why would we want to do this? Sometimes it's important to understand the relationships in the line items. So what are some good questions you could have? Well, when a company is producing its product, what is the percentage of production cost? That is, what is the cost of goods sold relative to the sales? So you can see in 2017, the cost of production was 87%. So what that means is of every dollar brought into the company, 87.76 cents went to production. Now what happened in 2018? A vast change, right? So now we have what? Now it's only 60%. So something big happened between 17 and 18, and the company is really controlling its expenses of production much better than it was the year before. Go down to the balance sheet. What percentage of assets is cash? Right? It's important to know the cash position of the company. And again, you can see here that what? In 17, it was 15.63%, and in 2018, it was 19.5%. What this means is the company now has more cash on hand. Well, what does that mean? Well, it's got two parts to the answer. Number one, since they have more cash, they also are not going to have, they won't have any issues with trying to pay their bills, right? They have lots of cash to pay their bills. On the other hand, what's happened to plant and equipment? Plant and equipment only went up marginally. So if we're putting lots of more money into cash and not putting more, some of that into plant and equipment, cash doesn't make money. Plant and equipment is where the company makes money. I see there is a problem here. Let's go back and check this number, because now I notice as I'm looking, that looks a little strange, that 335%. I think I have too many zeros there. So let's go back to the balance sheet, and hopefully you'll, yep, see, it's just 40, I put too many zeros. So this should only be 4441. There you go. Okay. And that's the nice thing about Excel if you're using formulas. If you see something that's wrong, you say, well, let me double check the numbers, make sure my math is right, make sure my formulas are correct so that you can correct it. So that's how you're going to complete the common size analysis. Now, horizontal analysis is looking at history. So when you look at horizontally, right, the formula, if you see up here the formula, it is the ending number divided by the beginning number, in parentheses, minus 1. So again, you only need to put this formula in one time. So it's equals, now you put it in parentheses, the ending number divided by the beginning number, end the parentheses, minus 1. And now this should put it in, it doesn't put it in percent form. So another little lesson we need, let's take this. If you go up here, there's a percent sign. Put it, make it percentages. Here's another little trick. This helps you with decimals. Let's put 2 decimals. Now that we didn't need to be in, we just need that to be a number. Just a general number. There you go. I fixed that. All right, great. So now we have this formula. It's just, now we don't need to lock anything in. So now all you have to do is copy these numbers. So copy, right? Now I would just, again, copy, link, hide, oops, sorry, wrong one. Copy, control, hit control V, and it prints. Again, look, and again, this is the beauty of this. We need to go back here to the income statement and see, what did I do wrong with that income statement? And sometimes you just do things wrong. Sometimes you just click in the wrong number and you don't see. So let's look at the non-recurring expenses for 2018, right? So we go down here. Where's our number? See, this says 0. That says 3. There's a number here for non-recurring events, 4106. And over here, I just don't see, I don't see where that number is. Where did I come up with that number? And I don't, oh, here it is up here. That's EBIT. I just have the wrong number in there. So under non-recurring events here, you see there's what? There's nothing down here. So there shouldn't be anything on my spreadsheet. Oops, sorry. Let's go back to the spreadsheet. Oh, sorry. Let's look down there. There you go. Sorry about that. So now let's go. So we got to get rid of this number. Where'd that go? So we go back up here. Again, I'm not sure why that number is even there. So again, I just made a mistake. You're going to make mistakes. So if there's no difference, then obviously 0 divided by 0, there won't be an answer. That's why you get that division sign. So let's go back up here again. Again, if you right click, you can also get to copy. Highlight what you want to copy that to. I hit right click again and you can paste. There you go, paste again. Look, here's some zeros again, right? I put my 0 in there. There's copy. Paste. You know, there's a division sign again. Don't worry about that. Now look what happened here. Like these other expenses, right? It was 304,000, but it's actually 304 million because everything is in thousands. So it's 304,000 thousands, and then it went to -1. It almost tripled. So something went on here with these other income expenses. We really want to pay attention to that and see what goes on. If we're analyzing the company, that's a big question. It increased by 278%. Earnings before interest and taxes, profit, increased by 202%. How's that possible in 1 year to almost triple profits? Well, this is Amazon, and remember, they do a lot of buying things. I think this year, if I'm not mistaken, they bought a couple of companies. Well, what happens when you buy a company? You buy everything. So everything increases. All assets, all income, everything increases. So again, we just copy, and again, sorry, I keep pushing the wrong button there. Sorry. I'm hitting control when I should be hitting. Great. So, and again, you're going to repeat that for the rest of the balance sheet. Now, they ask you then, now that we have the numbers in, the next question is, well, what does this stuff mean? Well, what I've provided you with are some questions. Let me expand this just a wee little bit. Here are some questions that you might want to address. Look at the numbers, see if there's a story to tell. Let's talk about income statement. In here I have, 3, 4, 5, 6. There are 7 questions that you can talk about with respect to your company's income statement. Down below, we have questions about long-term assets, questions about liabilities, right? So again, I would hope that you could incorporate these questions into your commentary. It will get your mind thinking as we move forward in this class of analysis. What are the things that I want to know about this company that will help me understand if they're getting better or worse? Are they providing good business that's going to increase the wealth of stockholders and shareholders? Will it make them happy? So that's how you complete the assignment. And again, for the rest of the balance sheet, you just do the same thing, right? You're just going to copy, go down here, and paste. You'll just do that, and then you'll have all those percentages. So again, there's some very interesting things that happen here with Amazon. It's a vibrant company, buying, selling things, etc. Not just inventory, but buying and selling companies. So it's got a lot of kind of nifty things happening to it. You're going to do this exact same thing with Disney. So that's how you solve for week 2's problem. Forward to talking to you again.